a lot of games to talk about, a lot of moments to talk about. So we'll crack right into the Houston Texans losing to the Baltimore Ravens 34-10. Lamar going on to the AFC Championship. MVP CJ Stroud crashing out of the playoffs. I mean, a rookie going to the playoff sky. It was a good go at the Ravens, wasn't it? But the better team came out on the day.
Yeah, the better team came out of it. But I feel like if Fairbairn made that kick before half time, I know it's only 3 points, but that was a big momentum shift that almost gave the Ravens a sigh of relief. They regrouped in the second half. Pass rush looked good. Defense done what it's done all year. And I mean, Lamar almost looks unstoppable at the moment, right? He's so athletic and the offense is just ticking. So, yeah, I think they'll be happy with the way they dealt with that in the second half and take big confidence going into this home game against the Chiefs.
They just keep rolling, don't they, Johnny, these Ravens? I mean, I think what's really great about them is that the offense is good, not wow, but this defense just makes it keep going. And they're just very efficient, aren't they, on the offense as well? I mean, Lamar on the night, 16 for 20, 152 yards, 2 touchdowns, but then rushed for 100 yards on 11 attempts, 2 touchdowns himself. Is it a little bit of a risk that it feels like that sort of stat line? It's a one-man team on this offense. I mean, not much spread around.
Well, I think the game itself was a game of 2 halves where the Texans defense stepped up in the first half, as it has done, I think, in the second half of this year, but were completely nullified both offensively and defensively, which I don't think we'd seen from the Texans for that long. And yeah, the Ravens didn't necessarily get out of second, third gear until, well, I mean, the defense was unbelievable in the second half. But yeah, I think you've got a point where Lamar was just able to make a switch and without necessarily having too much help from everyone around him. But I think this team is just built up. They are the Super Bowl favorites. They are the most complete team, I feel, at this moment in time, and it rests on their supreme and very, they were just able to. The defense was just able to suffocate the Texans, which I fear with the Niners coming up, something similar could. Sorry, not the Niners. The Chiefs coming up. Yeah, got a mistake there. Predicting the Super Bowl already, but. Yeah, I just feel it's going to be so difficult for any offense to come up against this, and no matter what or how Lamar is playing, I just think the D can just carry the team when the offense isn't performing as as optimal as it can.
I think there's the 3 teams, Adam, in this playoff run that could have gone out at any point and gone home happy in a way. And the Houston Texans is one of them teams. I mean, how positive is it this season been for them? I mean, to go from one of the worst teams in the NFL to really just a very big bright spark now. CJ Stroud's looking great. Tank Dell, before he went down injured, was looking phenomenal. The rest of their wide receiving core is looking good. The O-line's not been too bad this year. The defense has got some. I know they've drafted Will Anderson, but they already have some decent pieces on there. This must, with D'Amico Ryans' first year as well. I mean, how positive must they be coming out of this?
Yeah. I mean, it's great for them, isn't it? You've got to feel that they are a team that can now build and get even better. That's something that they can look to do. I believe they've got quite a lot of cap space, so that's something that they can really go hard in free agency for on some decent players. And they look very good. It turns out that the trade that they made with to move up to go and get both CJ Stroud and Will Anderson has worked out exactly how they wanted. And they're a team that, as you said, they didn't necessarily need to win this year in order to still have a good season. But they're a team that are young, and you got to think all the time you got Stroud there, you got a chance. So yeah, I think that's definitely a positive outlook for them for the future.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've been so impressed with CJ Stroud this year. I mean, I've joked around about the MVP thing a few times. I know, like Adam and Andrew, you two are both like, well, we're not surprised because we knew how good he was in college. But I think there's a lot of people who don't watch college, and they're going to be thinking this guy could be one of the mainstays at quarterback for for the next 10 plus years. I mean, he's a really big factor. It would be great if he stays in Houston that whole time. It's really positive. D'Amico Ryan's taken his first head coaching role, is sort of shaping this defense. He could have had the comparison to like Robert Saleh over in New York, where they've both sort of gone on that same path, I suppose, and through that same coaching structure. But it feels a little bit different over at Houston. And then with the Ravens, as a Steelers fan, I mean, I've seen them a lot this year. They were woeful against us in one game, but then obviously played the second team against us in the second game, and they were still pretty decent, even though we got the win. This is the team to beat. It feels like they're not missing a beat at the minute. They're so efficient on the offense, and this defense is full of some really, really great players, and they seem to not be putting a step wrong